Life Changing Advice, episode number 21. What went well and what can I improve? So I've heard several people talk about this. Every evening, they sit down with their journal and they write down what went well and what can they improve. What went well and what can they improve. And so this really focuses you. You have to find a win, right? What went well? You got to find a win. So something in your day went well. And so it also makes you more aware during the day of what went well. You're looking for the positive. You're looking for the greatness. You're looking for the things that happened that was a win for you, that you're so glad that it happened. You're so glad you were a part of it. You're so glad somebody included you, or just it was a win. So think about every single day writing down what went well and what can I improve. And just like that, we can look at areas that we need to improve. And so I'm always amazed at people who don't think that they need to improve. And so, when we criticize other people, if this is what we do, leave remarks on people's videos, we leave bad reviews. I always think about, when I do that, am I saying that I'm perfect? Am I saying that somebody hurt me and I'm hurting them back? What is the message that they're trying to get across? Because to me, every single one of us, if we have breath in our bodies, we have an area that we need to improve. And if we're honest, we have a lot of areas we need to improve, right? And so look at your win every single day. It's important that we're focused on the wins. How did the day go well? How did things, just knock it out the park? And so it draws your attention. You got to come up with a win. And then every single day we have areas of growth that we need to look at. And so maybe it's listening to your spouse. Maybe it's listening to your children. Maybe it's calling a loved one. Maybe it's listening when somebody's talking. Maybe it's all the things, right? Maybe it's skipping dessert. Maybe it's skipping seconds. Maybe it's, calling a friend when they came across your mind. Maybe it's praying for somebody. But there are things that we need to improve. Maybe it's we are too loud. We yell too much. We get angry in a second. Maybe it's we ignore people. We avoid people. Whatever it is for you, look at areas every single day that you can improve. Maybe you didn't prepare and you should have. Maybe you're late all the time. There's just things that we all can do to be better. Maybe it's being less selfish. Maybe it's being, more grateful, more humble. All these different things. There are areas in our lives that we need to improve. And when we ask ourselves what went well and what can improve, we can just look at the simple everyday moments where we know we could have done better. We know we need to do something different. We know that in this area right here, I need to stop doing this. In this area, I need to stop doing this, So just an area of growth, right? An area we can improve, but we need to pile up these wins too. So we got to make sure that we don't just jump to what can I improve, but we jump to what did I do well? What went well? How did I win today? What's the greatest part of my day? Every single day, I'm asking myself that question. And then, once I've reveled in what went well, I can look at what do I need to improve, because we all have areas we can improve. So just think about that for yourself. And it's a balance, right? But it's important to pop those wins because they build our confidence. And it's important to look at areas that we need to improve because it's the only way we can get better. And so, of course, we have our blind spots. But if you have areas where you can improve, you can stack up those areas where you're improving. So it makes you better. It's a win-win. So this is episode 21. What went well and what can I improve?